There goes the English team. Let's walk out. It's Taylor, the wicket keeper. Alert with him. The two umpires face the bails, meet at the middle of the wicket for a chat. Probably. And the two Sri Lankan openers, Bandula Varnapura, captain of Sri Lanka, and Siddharth Vettamuni, his opening partner, going out. Tremendous ovation. Field settling down. Willis, very tall. He'll bowl the first ball to be bowled in an official test in this country. The batsman, Bandula Varnapura, bowling now to 4 slips, a gully, a deep third man, a cover, a forward short leg, and a long leg. Here comes Willis to bowl the first ever ball, and it's taken on the pad by Varnapura. Varnapura waits for him. Comes in now, goes, and this one tucked way down, and that's the first run scored in official test cricket by Sri Lanka, picked up by Gooch. Varnapura off the mark. The first run ever scored in official test cricket goes to Varnapura, who's in 1. Three slips. It's to cover. Gully. Third man down on the fence. As Botham goes in again. This one he fences with it outside the off stump. Fortunate not to get a touch. It goes through to wicketkeeper Taylor. Botham. Taken over 200 wickets and scored 2,000 runs in Test cricket. Very rare feat indeed. And here he is bowling now once again to Varnapura. And this one way outside the off stump. Varnapura just lets it go through. And there's a wide being signalled there by umpire Herbie Singh. It was well outside the off stump. Varnapura just moved across and watched it go through Taylor. So one more run to the total takes it on to 2 for no loss. A wide being bowled by Botham. 1 extra, 1 run to Varnapura. Vettamuni still to open his account, and Sri Lanka 2 for no loss in their second over. Botham. And it's Varnapura once more. Goes this one and again way out the off stump, and I can see umpire Felsinger going out and signalling a second wide. So 2 consecutive wides from Botham.
Underwood at cover point, alert on the fine leg boundary. And he's going to be out. That one getting lift off the glove into the gully. A very, very easy catch indeed for Gava. And there goes Bandula Varnapura.
To Dice. Oh, and he's gone. He's gone. Playing half-heartedly at that ball. Dice perhaps in 2 minds as to defend or to hook. And ended up doing something in between, merely guiding that ball into the hands of Jeff Cook for a relatively simple. Alert, once again bowling to Vettamuni. It's nice and he's caught, and oh, he's dropped. He's dropped. He cuts it straight into Botham's hands at second step, and Botham drops the catch. So Vettamuni getting a chance, and Sri Lanka lucky not to lose their 3rd wicket. Just 11 runs on the board. An indiscreet shot by Vettamuni, which went straight to Botham's hands, and Botham fumbled and dropped it. Here's Willis to Mendes. Mendes pushes that one on the offside, and this time they get the single to cover as Underwood moves round, and that's Mendes' first run. And there's the wicket, the scoreboard. Tavre, Botham and Gooch, the slips, and Fletcher in the gully. As he comes in. Bolton Mendes. Oh, he's put that one up in the air. it didn't quite carry to Gooch. And it's Alat. Falls to Mendes, and Mendes plays that one more assuredly through the offside field. He's being chased down by Gower. They should get two for it as Gower picks it up now. Alat. Bowls, and Mendes drives this one handsomely past the bowler for four. What a delightful stroke.
To Willis. And that's four. Can't see Underwood getting to that one. Oh no, he does. Just inside the boundary line. Vettimuni's on 6 and he's looking solid. And they've got to Mendes. And there's a wide mid-off. And that must be 4. Beautiful shot. A very good ball there, right through him. The ball possibly brushing the pad, between bat and pad there, but outside the off stump. Vettimuni late on his defensive stroke, beaten there comprehensively. And he tries to hook him and he's out. Going for a hook, the ball rising harmlessly down the leg side. And Vettimuni getting a very thin edge. The ball going down to fine leg as Taylor couldn't get up in time. Gower's throw astray. So they get 2. And Madugala is off the mark. And the helmet removed. The short leg goes out to mid-off. Mendes' form being respected to that degree. Botham wraps him on the pad. He's out right in front. No doubt about that one. The ball possibly just cutting back a little off the seam. Mendes coming forward.
Alat ran for 14, but then they had that catch of Vettimuni dropped by Botham, and here he is bowling to Madugala, and he's flashed this. And another catch going to Wigging. Alat very unfortunate today, but that's 1 run to Madugala. Takes him on to 3 as Alat turns and goes into bowl to Ranatunga. And that's Ranatunga off the mark as Underwood comes round and fields 1 run. Ranatunga scores to 37 for 4. A westerly breeze now coming up across the ground as Botham comes into bowl to Madugala. This one tucked away in the covers. Get a single for it. So 1 more takes a total of 39. Ranatunga settles down. Umpire Francis gives the bowler 1 more look, and here comes Willis bowls, and that's played away on the offside. Onside of the wicket is a chase down. They've taken 1, they're turning for 2, they should get 3. Oh, it's gone for 4. Salah turns. 4 slips in a gully. Bowls, and Ranatunga on the back foot, standing up, drives, but Underwood is there at a wideish mid-off position, saving the single. As Paul Alat turns his back on us and runs away to bowl to Arjuna Ranatunga. Short, and Ranatunga again on the back foot, driving firmly but straight to Underwood. No ball called. And that brings the half century for Sri Lanka. And the batting time is approximately 2 hours and a quarter. Bowls to the left-handed Ranatunga. And Ranatunga's throw drives magnificently on the offside of the wicket for 4.
And
It's Madhugalle waiting for Willis. Hits the sound to mid-off. There's nobody there. It's a long chase for Underwood. Picks it up just inside the boundary, and the batsmen take 3 runs for it. So 3 more to the total, takes it on to 60 for 4. Madhugalle moves on to 7. Comes into ball past umpire Francis, bowls to Ranatunga. This one lifted and he could have been caught, it just dropped short of gully. English press. Gathering momentum. Goes close to the wicket and bowls, and Ranatunga hooks him magnificently for 4. Madhugalle, you can see there the concentration he's putting into this effort. He knows the burden he's bearing out there. Just the 1 short leg now. 2 men out in the covers. To Madhugalle. Ooh, he played that rubbishly past the forward short leg. Cook had stood up. 1 run on the board, that's the 50 partnership. 84 for 4. 50 partnership in 71 minutes. 12 of them to Madhugalle. 37 to Ranatunga. What will young Ranatunga do with this next ball? Very obvious trap being set there. Probably try to blast him out with a Yorker after all that, but we'll see. He drives in through the covers. Backward of point. Runs in this. They've got 1, they've got 2. And Gava, the long chase, can't get to it. 4 more to Ranatunga. Full toss. And he goes for a signal. That's his 50. Driven firmly to Embry at wide mid-off. Chanceless 50. England players applauding him. His 50 coming in 113 minutes. That's the duration of the partnership of 80 balls with 6 fours.
Small Billis bowls to Mahesh Gunatilaka. And he's cut him, and this should be 4 runs. Yes, right over the top of second slip's head. Botham just makes a gesture as he jumps for it. Mallet can't get across. 4 more to Sri Lanka. When the last wicket fell at 190, he has moved into that position and slim it off. And here comes Botham. Bowls to Ajit De Silva, and he's behind that one. And he's gone. Yes, he's caught. He's caught by John Embury, and in that same position where he played the previous ball. It was short lifting, and Ajit De Silva drawing away and then pushing his bat at it. It's caught by John Embury, and the Sri Lankan inning has come to an end.
It's another lovely morning for cricket. The entire ground is bathed in sunlight as Timel moves in from the scorebox end. Played out into the covers there by Gooch. Picked up by Roy Dias. It's Wanapura in. Cook carefully forward again. Played out on the offside where Roy Dias completes the fielding. There's a slight adjustment in the field. One of the slips being taken out, that's Ranjan Madhugalle. And he has been moved to short square leg just by the umpire. And Ranatunga moved to the mid-wicket position. Ajit De Silva at mid-on. As Warnapura runs in for his next delivery. Bowls turned away on the onside. Picked up by Madhugalle. End of Warnapura's over. That was the first maiden of the morning from Sri Lanka.
It's 34 now without loss, with Graham Gooch on 21, Jeff Cook on 11. We saw D.S. De Silva operating from the press box in, and it's again Asante de Mel continuing from the... And it's caught
there as Cook steered that straight into Lalit Kalipirma's hands. The first England wicket falling with the score at 34. Jeff Cook in his debut for England, out caught by the gully of bowling Asante de Mel for 11, and the first England wicket falling with the score at 34. Permanent members of the team. Stabray still to face the first ball, and de Mel now bowling to 3, slips 2 gullies. And it's de Mel to Tabray, bowls first ball, and this one lifting the way, Tabray at full height, dabs down to Kalipirma, one of the 2 gullies. No run. 34 for 1 England. First wicket to fall, that was Jeff Cook for 11. So the honour of taking the first wicket in official Test cricket going to Asante de Mel. Taking the wicket of Jeff Cook, who was making his first appearance for England, winning his Test cap after some good performances here in Sri Lanka and even in India. Change the field as Ranatunga is taken across from the leg side and put into the Silimidov position. De Mel bowls. Tabray. The bowler goes forward, walked and bowled. The second England wicket falling. Chris Tabray bowled second ball by Asante de Mel. Tabray playing over it. And it's been bowled for no score.
And here he is. This is about bowling. And that one goes outside his bat, as in fact it's the one that spun the other way, the googly. And it's a good ball there from D.S. De Silva. Gar playing for the leg break, beaten, and very lucky not to have touched it. De Silva using all his experience and guile as he comes in now. Tossing the ball from hand to hand, turns, moves in. Flighted again, and Gar pushing it on the onside of the wicket, back to the bowler, and that's the end of a good over from D.S. De Silva. De Mel, a fine all-rounder, a very useful batsman, an extremely safe fielder, and a great-hearted bowler as he comes now running towards us. Bowling to Gooch. And Gooch attempts to play it off. He's been given out, LBW. He's been given out, LBW. And Gooch waiting at the wicket and then turns round. Walks away very slowly indeed to the pavilion. And England have lost their 3rd wicket for 40, and Dibble has taken all 3 wickets. The man coming into the picture is the England captain, Keith Fletcher. And here he is, racing in from the scoreboard end and bowling to Fletcher, and Fletcher plays this one off his toes. A very nice stroke. That'll be 4 runs. Ranatunga gives up the chase as the ball goes down into the Nestor molded hoarding just on the left of the smaller scoreboard, and that takes the England total up to 44 for 3, and Fletcher is off the mark with 4. Just as we were talking about it, he suddenly struck a line, and since then he's bowled magnificently. Here he is. Also Fletcher, and Fletcher! Oh, he's dropped him! He's dropped him! D.S. De Silva got a hand to that ball, and as he fell over,
press box full of foreign and local correspondents, very busy reporting for their respective presses. And there is the President of Sri Lanka Board of Control for Cricket, Honorable Gamini Dissanayake, also very impressed by that ball. Turned away by Fletcher, and turned it straight into Sinatra from his hands. It's wonderful. It's wonderful, his hands. And And the fourth wicket has fallen. That of Keith Fletcher, caught by Varnapura at square leg of the bowling of Ajit Silva. And England is now 120 for 4. And Fletcher going back, caught Varnapura, bowled Ajit Silva for 45, and England 120 for 4.
And as you come back, we have to announce the fall of Ian Botham's wicket. Ian Botham received a shot. Let's look at the replay. That's DeMel's delivery. Short, Botham on the back foot, trying to turn that away to the onside, getting a thick inside edge onto his stumps, and he's bowled. Bowled by DeMel. That's the prize wicket for Sri Lanka. That's the breakthrough Sri Lanka needed in this session of play. 151 for 5.
Batted so excellently on the second day, the day before yesterday, it's Thursday, and this Asant DeMel, and this one sent down through the gap between gully and third slip for 4 runs. So the first runs of the morning coming to Gover, moves on to 83, and the total moving on to 190 for 5.
Ball possibly missing leg stump by quite a bit. Angled into the left-handed batsman on the line in the middle stump there. De Silva. He's out, he's got it, caught behind. Gunatilaka very nearly missed that. You could see that he was juggling with the ball, and that is the break Sri Lanka wanted. They really wanted a break, and the man they wanted was Gover, and there he is, caught behind on the back foot, edging a ball from De Silva. Probably the googly or the one going straight through. We'll just hope that we can have a replay on that so that you can have another look at it. So 200 for 6 and the partnership of 49, and possibly I put the evil eye on it by talking about the forthcoming 50. Mevan?
Yes, that's certainly the wicket Sri Lanka was after. David Gover, who made 85 runs.
Just a moment, Mevan. Here's this replay. Let's take a look at it. Now the ball coming into the batsman, a leg spinner.
And the new batsman is
John Embry.
207 for 6. Embry is still to open his account. Ajit Silva from the press box end. This one well flighted, the attempts to sweep. There is an appeal for LBW, and umpire Felsen has ruled him out. Embry showing a certain amount of surprise, and the 7th England wicket has fallen now with score at 207. Embry out without scoring. LBW to Ajit Silva, whose second wicket it is. And Mevan, your comments.
Having also lost 2 wickets. It's Silva's next ball, short, and he plays it up in the air, and he's caught him at the second attempt. Alert going for the cut, not quite getting over the ball, getting a top edge, and there was Lalit Kalaperama diving for the catch, not holding on to it, putting it up, and he gripped it at the second attempt as we watch the action replay here. There it is, the top edge, an outstretched right hand. There you see it going up, rebounding, and Kalaperama picking himself up very quickly indeed. Holds it again one-handed at the second attempt. A good catch, a valuable wicket, and England are now 8 for 216. And there's the man who's done all the damage in England's, Sri Lanka's first innings, Derek Underwood. And I'm sure the Sri Lankan bowlers will be waiting for an opportunity to get their own back on him. Just taking guard. Here's the first ball from De Silva to him, and there's an appeal for a catch, and he's gone. Derek Underwood is gone, and England are 9 for 216. So Sri Lanka still maintaining. And now it's Bob Willis coming in to see whether he can give England a first innings lead. But the striker is going to be Bob Taylor, because that was the end of De Silva's over. As here's Ajit Silva bowling to Taylor. It beats him outside the off stump. An appeal more as a gesture than with any conviction. Umpire Felsinger not interested. 216 for 9. And here's Ajay De Silva bowls the next ball, and this is slightly over pitched. Taylor drives and he gets it past cover. They get two, they're turning for the third as Mendes gets to it now, and they'll get their third run. Mendes' throw, not a good one, coming down to the bowling end, and that takes England in front of Sri Lanka's first innings score by 1 run, 219 for 9. Here's De Silva on his hat-trick. Bowls, and this is down the leg side. Taylor gets inside the line of it and allows it to go through. The scales evenly balanced now in this match as De Silva's next delivery. Taylor goes for the straight drive and times it well. As it hits the railings at the far end, it's 4 more to him. De Silva bowls, and on the back foot, he punches it on the offside. They get a sharp single. There may be a run out here. And he's gone, yes! He's run out. Willis, a little late. And that marks the end of England's innings, giving them a lead of 5 runs. And the Sri Lankan players and bowlers must be congratulated on their performance this morning.
And the England team coming out to the field with a lead of just 5 runs in the first innings and 40 minutes of play left for lunch. England losing their last 5 wickets this morning for the addition of just 37 runs. As Willis comes in to bowl the first ball of the second innings, bowling from the scoreboard end, bowls to Warnapura. This one a lifting delivery, and it's Ian Botham opening the attack from the press box end, and Siddharth Rattamuni turns the first ball down to long leg, where it's fielded by Willis. The batsman get off, that's Rattamuni getting off the mark on 1 run, and that's 1 run to the Sri Lanka. Botham again. This time on the offside again, through mid-off. Gower having a long chase, he should catch it. They should make 3, and they do comfortably. Here's his return to Bob Taylor. Willis comes into bowl. Warnapura, seeing that short lifting delivery, just sways back, allows it to go through to Taylor in no difficulty whatsoever. Bob Willis steaming in. And that goes down towards third man. There'll be 4, an awkward bounce there for Embry. Good delivery from Willis, short and lifting. As Willis delivers, a flurry of dust going up from that spot. Watch now. There's the dust.
Here's the first delivery from Underwood.
The top bit, and here is Willis. This one, he steers it in the air, but Gower grasps it but doesn't get hold of it as Embry chasing it, picks it up just inside the boundary, and they've gone 3 runs, and it's going to be Willis once again. This time he bowls to Rattamuni. This one, and he's bowled him as Rattamuni went forward to it, the ball coming into the batsman, and the first Sri Lankan wicket has been taken by Willis. 30 for 1, facing up to Underwood. Dice marking his guard, looks around, waits for Botham. 2 helmets being placed behind the wicket-keeper. Botham bowling to 2 steps in the gully. Third man as he comes in, bowls to Dice. Dice pulls him round. It's going to be 4 runs. A short pitch delivery, pitched outside the line of the leg stump. Dice moving into position quickly, swings him round for 4 runs. So that's the 50. The 50 for Sri Lanka coming in 97 minutes in the 21st over. 53 for 1. Dice goes on to 13. Varnapura, the other batsman, on 26.
Fletcher certainly must be wondering how he is going to break this partnership. Over to Skanda.
There you are. Mevan described to you a delightful stroke that Roy Dice just executed. And Sri Lanka are now up to 93 for 1. And here's Botham's second delivery. Bowls to Dice. Dice drives him again handsomely through the offside field. And that's 4 more. Overpitched outside his off stump, and Roy Dice executing one of his characteristic cover drives. 97 for 1. Dice now on 46. What a beautiful player Roy Dice is. Botham. One can perhaps anticipate a bouncer in this delivery. No, he's full of up, and he's driven him again through the covers for 4. And that brings up Sri Lanka's 100 and Roy Dice's 50. What a magnificent batting performance. 3 consecutive boundaries of Ian Botham, who himself cannot help but applaud. Sri Lanka 101 for 1, Roy Dice 50. 89 minutes.
8 boundaries.
And 8 boundaries. 3 in succession of Ian Botham. And here's Botham. And that's a slower delivery, and Dice very respectfully forward. Embry bowls, and Vanapur again attempts to sweep, and he's walking away. Yes, he's been given out. Bandula Vanapura not waiting for the umpire's decision there, walking as soon as he made sure that the catch had been taken clean, and Sri Lanka have lost their second wicket at 113. Getting ready to bowl the first ball of his new over, with Sri Lanka on 140 for 2. And he's gone, he's caught behind. Yes, he's been stumped. Roy Dice walks away. The completion of a truly magnificent inning for Sri Lanka. You can hear the applause. Out for 77, and Sri Lanka are now 140 for 3. Tulip Mendis on 15, Ranjan Madugala yet to score.
Roy Dice earlier on got brilliantly scored 77, and here's Embry once again to Mendis, who pushes this quick and cover region. They're getting 1, they'll get a second, and that's the Sri Lanka 150 on the board, 151 for 3, coming up in 250 minutes. Mendis moving up to 17. 151 for 3, Sri Lanka, with about 6 to 7 minutes left for play. And
Slip gully and forward short leg close to the bat. Tavare, Fletcher and Cook. Underwood from round the wicket. And that's going to be 6, I think. A beautiful shot. I think it was a 4. I think it... We'll wait for the signal from the fielder. It may be a 6. It may have just cleared the line. Yes, the umpire signaling 6. Ball flighted on the line of the leg stump. Mendis opening his shoulders. Glorious shot. 167 on the board. Mendis to 27. First 6 of the match. Yes, he's gone. Very simple catch indeed to forward short leg Cook. He came forward, must have got a very thin inside edge baton pad.
And here's John Embry bowling to the new batsman Arjuna Ranatunga. Has gone up in the air. There's an appeal for a catch. We'll wait for the umpire's decision. Yes, he's out. Ranatunga pushing on the front foot, the ball spinning, probably going from bat to pad. We'll wait for the action replay to verify that. And Fletcher diving behind to his right, taking a very good catch. And Sri Lanka are now 5 down for 169. And he's out, yes, bat pad. D.S. Silva caught Fletcher, bowled Underwood for 1, and Sri Lanka have lost their 6th wicket for 170. It's a closing fieldsman go down, and Demel sweeps straight down to Botham at backward square. 1 run takes him off the mark, and Sri Lanka to 172 for 6.
There's Embry to Mendes, and Mendes steps out, and this is what he writes it in there, and it's caught. Mendes losing patience, stepped out. Bravely above the scoreboard as Embry bowls from that end, and this one, he hits it in the air. Kalipelma doesn't even wait for the catch to be taken. And this brings Demel once again to take strike from Embry, who is bowling his 25th over. Bowling round the wicket from the scoreboard end. And Demel hits this straight in the hands of mid-wicket. And Gower takes the simplest of catches. Not having to... Ajit De Silva still to open his account. Waits for Underwood. Dances down the wicket and bluffs him hard and high, and he's going to be caught. Yes, he's caught here in the outfield by Willis in a very similar fashion. A good catch by Willis. And here is a replay.
You keep going, okay?
And that is dancing down the wicket, taking on the half volley and lofting it into the mid-off region. And Willis take a good catch. So Sri Lanka all out 175.
And here's Demel to Gooch. It's nice to see the crowd is behind the Sri Lankan side and not in their jeering fashion. And certainly the Sri Lankan side will need every bit of moral support out there in the middle. 171 runs required by England, 4 hours play left today and the whole of tomorrow. So everything in their favour. Certainly all credit to the Englishmen for a very fine display of attacking cricket this morning. Tight bowling from Underwood, because these players will need every single bit of support they can get. Demel. And that breeze out! Full! I think that hit him on the full. A ball of Yorker length. He was shuffling across. He was right in front. We'll see that on the replay.
Day tomorrow, the earned day of leave, as it were. Maybe a trip to Kandy or down by the sea at Bentota. It's been a good match. There's no doubt about that. A game in which the fast bowlers have had their share of wickets, the spinners their haul, the batsmen who are willing to put their head down and bat their runs. So the game has been played on what one could reasonably term a fair wicket. And here's Alsanta Demel bowling to David Gar, and he gets that one handsomely through the covers, 4 runs, and so that brings England's victory in this first official test match between the two countries. A very, very happy Keith Fletcher putting his arm round David Gar, and you see the Sri Lankan players grabbing their souvenirs and running off the field, with David Gower fittingly driving that one handsomely through the covers for 4 to take his personal score to 42. And England 171 for 3 have emerged victorious at the end